Hi, Josh here. Welcome to this week's JabGrab. Grab the jab before it hits you. I wanted to come to you today in regards to whether you should fire or whether you should apply pressure, right? Because one of the things in business as an employer or a team leader, it's difficult to make that decision whether you should fire or apply pressure. There's two different types of ways that you can do this, right? You can do this with deselection or self-selection. And there's two types and ways to go about this. Deselection is when, we go up as leaders to someone that is underperforming and say, hey, listen, things just aren't working out, or you're just not fitting culturally wise, right? And then self-selection is when someone comes up to you and they say, things just aren't the same anymore. I'm not performing or I feel like I'm just not fitting in. And there's benefits to both, and there's a way to get past it, right? Because one of the things is by being able to go up to somebody and say, you're not performing or you're not fitting in, it's very uncomfortable. I don't like doing it, and I know a lot of other leaders don't like doing it either. But the self-selection part is great, right? I love when people come up to me and they say I'm either not fitting in or I'm not performing, because we both know it, right? They're just the first one to approach us. And the best way to be able to handle that is to be able to apply pressure. And what I mean by applying pressure, it basically means that you need to be able to tell them, these are the goals and these are the expectations that I expect out of you. And I want to be able to see a change, let's just say in the next 30 days. I know with my company, it's in regards to leads applications, right? So the conversation might go, hey, John Smith, I really think that, we need to be able to see at least, 25 leads out of you in the next 30 days. And out of those 25 leads, we need to see 5 applications. Then we'll revisit in the next 30 days and see how everything's going. So that's what I mean as far as being able to apply pressure. It's very important to be able to apply pressure because they're going to respond in two ways. Either they're going to figure out any way possible to be able to get that done, and that's somebody you're going to want to keep on board, right? And then let's just say, for instance, at the end of the 30 days, they didn't perform. Towards the end of the 30 days, they actually slowed down and they really kind of, lost momentum. At that point, then you have to be able to say, hey, listen, things aren't working out, right? Because the worst thing that you can do is hold on to someone that's bringing down your culture, they're not performing, and to tell you the truth, they're doing themselves a disservice, doing us a disservice as well. So, in the case of, being able to, deselect or self-selective, I would hope for self-selective every single time. But then again, you have to be able to figure out your time frame and how long someone can last before you have to be deselective and basically say, hey, things aren't working out. But then you can also apply pressure there. So, the whole point of today's JabGrab is just to make sure that you're staying on top of things. Take a look at data. Data integrity is very important. Be able to look at other employees that were at the same point as them and see, really kind of, do a comparison on how they were doing comparatively to the others that were in the same position as them, and make the right choice. Because at the end of the day, it's business. You need to make sure you're making the right decisions. And if you're not, it's costing you money and costing you a culture outfit.